All right, let's go on to another song.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do love the hoo-ah.
Oh man, gotta love that hoo-ah.
That was the legendary, the magnanimous Helltown's Finest.
Indeed.
I engineered that with a SoundForge Acid
Yeah.
program in my dad's shed in
The same
2004.
SoundForge Acid we're using right now.
Yeah, I think there might have been only.
Was it 3.0?
It's probably 2.0 at that point.
This is an old one too. This is
Yeah.
a pirated copy of it that I got somewhere. I'm not gonna say where. Whoa.
Look at this.
Nice Federal Reserve notes.
Yeah, man. Nice stash.
This is just all the money that I've been making. I'm never, ever depositing Federal Reserve notes into a bank ever again.
Good luck with that.
I'm just going to make money, and I'm just going to keep all of it.
Yeah, you say that until you lose $2,000 when you're like, I had
Yeah.
$2,000 in his pants pocket. What did I do with it?
My gold bullion. What happened?
You ever hear of moveyourmoney.info?
No, I haven't.
I've not.
Speak to that.
What do you think would happen if every single consumer in America shifted their deposits from the Illuminati banks and put them in local banks?
Martial law.
Instantly.
It's you go into this go to this website. You could do it right now. Moveyourmoney.info, and put in your zip code, and it will tell you all banks within a 5-mile radius that
Wow.
did not receive bailout money.
I'll tell you what. If those banks have electronic banking, then I will definitely jump on that bandwagon.
So look up a bank in the area that didn't receive bailout money. Go to TD or PNC or Wachovia or Chase or Citi or whatever. Withdraw all of your money, close the account,
Yeah.
and take your business, move your deposits, shift them over to a local bank. Instead of helping the secret rulers of the world, you'll be helping the business of another person like us.
Are there really small time banks like that?
Yeah,
Are there mom and pop
that's
banks?
weird. I don't
know
I mean,
how that
like,
works.
what about like GCF? Is that what is
Yeah,
that? Is
Boston
that
County.
like that's
Yeah, they didn't receive any bailout money.
Yeah, I mean that seems like a small time bank. What is there, like 3 of them?
I know sometimes the churches get involved. Like there's St. Edmund's Deposit Bank.
What about
So that website again is moveyourmoney.info. Go close your Illuminati accounts tomorrow.
Yeah.
you should have done it yesterday.
Should have did yesterday.
Yeah. So
So
this is interesting right here.
This is the 10 planks of communism as applied to the United States corporation.
Wow.
There's 10 requirements.
And I swear that when you said that to me, I was like, what if we only met 8? And then you say,
No, we've actually met all 10 requirements. United States has met all the requirements to be a communist nation.
Wow.
One of the very first thing you have to do when setting up a communist government is to abolish all private property and applicate all the rent to public purpose. And the 14th Amendment in 1868 did just that. We also have various zoning laws. We have school and property taxes. We have so-called national parks and lands. We have the Bureau of Land Management.
Right.
They're on that. There's no such thing as
Yeah, there's no
private
such thing
property.
as
It's an
ownership
illusion
in this country.
You can't.
no, No, there
If
isn't.
you disagree, don't pay your property tax
Yeah.
for 2 years and see what happens to your
Yeah.
property, your quote property.
Oh yeah, and I mean even you can take that shit on a much smaller scale too. Look at like homeowners associations and everything. You buy into that and you think that you own your house, but yet this group of people, even though it's not a vast conspiracy, you sign a paper saying that I'm going to be a
Right.
part of it, but it's still like like I think of private property as if I want to paint my house fucking pink,
Right.
then I can do that.
So you should,
but
yeah.
there are rules that say that you can't, and that's ridiculous. If I want to have a fucking flamingo on my lawn, a white trash flamingo on my lawn, I should be
God
allowed
bless
to
you. Yeah,
have one.
absolutely.
Exactly.
I mean, I that's one of the most insulting aspects of
Our communist government.
of the control that's imposed upon us, because for God's sake, I can't just, I feel like it's my God-given right to just go into an unoccupied part of the woods or any area and say, I'm going to, build me a residence.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
the government interference, and I know that's a simplistic, maybe even idealistic way to look at it, but that has to ring true on some level. Like you cannot own property in this country. They will take it from you unless you continue to take part in the monetary system, continued the flow of Federal Reserve notes back to the Federal Reserve. If you break that food chain, they'll take your property. It's as simple as that.
We're talking about the 10 planks of communism as applied to the United States corporation. Number 1 of the criteria, abolition of private property and application of all rent to public purpose. Do you guys think we meet number 1 criteria?
Yeah, I would have to say we do.
Okay, here's number 2.
No, can I, real quick, who wrote this list? What is the source of this list? Was this some guy in his bedroom at 3 a.m. who decided these were the 10 tenets?
Yeah, was it?
Or is this Stalin, or like is this a communist representative? You know what I mean? What's the authority that they're speaking on?
This is elementary political science. I mean, look at you can have,
Okay, this is
there's-
like textbook political science.
Right, like
Okay.
you can make the same kind of list for a socialist government, a democratic government, a republic,
Okay.
an anarchy. There's criteria that a nation has to meet to be able to be classified a certain way.
Right.
So if you meet all this criteria, then you can be properly classified as a communist government. Number 2, a heavy progressive or graduated income tax.
Okay.
Only in a if you meet that, do you think we meet that? Misapplication of the 16th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, 1913, that they're taxing wages, not the income.
Yeah.
The Social Security Act of 1936, the Joint House Resolution 192 of 1933, the federal income tax and various state income taxes. We've been conditioned to call it paying your fair share.
Right.
course.
Yeah.
We keep each other in line by being,
Yeah.
oh, do we want to
To
pay your fair
bankers.
share?
Your
Yeah.
fair share to bankers.
Yeah.
Not to your
Yeah.
community.
Exactly.
Because your roads are paid when that tax comes out of when you buy gas.
Yeah.
You all know that.
And this tax is required, is not voluntary. If you
Well-
think it's voluntary, see what happens when you don't pay it.
I have not seen this movie. I can't speak to it or anything, but like, speaking on taxes and myself being like a homeowner, I'm very interested in this movie called The Cartel, which is basically about the New Jersey Teachers Union.
Really?
And and just about how insanely corrupt it is, and how most of your property taxes go to pay
Right.
for the schools and like all that. And so again, it comes back to the children, because if you're just like, wait, where is all this money going? And they just say it's going to the children. And and if you say anything contrary to that, then you're an asshole. And what are you supposed to do about that?
Well, if you want to check out that movie, April 30th at the Ritz in Philly.
But yeah, I don't know, don't quote, it could be complete bullshit. I don't know. But I just heard about it on the radio and I was like,
yeah.
that sounds like something interesting that,
Well, we got the website pulled up. It seems legit.
Yeah. It's basically like education plus politics equals money. Like that's
Sure.
their.
Okay, I'm going to skip down to number 10. One of the ways you can tell if a government is communist or not is that they have free education for all children in the public schools, abolition of children's factory labor in its present form, combination of education with industrial protection, etc. People are being taxed to support what we call public schools,
Right. Well, we
which
don't qualify for
train
that.
the young
Yeah.
to work for the perpetual community debt system
Oh,
that enriches
well-
the World Bank and the IMF.
And not even to mention it's just an indoctrination factory as well.
Well, if that list is mentioning the World Bank and the IMF, then I really would love to talk to who wrote it. But
What's in bold are the points from the textbook.
Okay, and the rest is commentary.
And
Okay.
underneath it,
Okay.
it expands on that.
Right. Well, the reason I would say we don't qualify for that last one, because it mentioned something about the abolition of child labor, but all of our clothes, even the three of us sitting right here,
Yep.
were made by slaves.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely
does that
true.
make you feel comfortable? The clothes
No.
you're wearing were made by slaves, so we've abolished American child labor.
Yeah, but not.
But we're still buying